Do you have a medical exemption? What do you need?
I'm not wearing a mask. I'm exempt.
You're not wearing a mask.
You're harassing me. I've told you I've got an exemption.
The rhetoric I sort of heard coming from Australians and from politicians was that rights originate with the state.
Well, I'd indicate to the Human Rights Law Centre that under a state of disaster,
He's walking his dog and you've arrested him for reason.
those considerations are not the first ones. Getting to a point where we can open up and stay open, that is far more important.
Specialised squad that targets the criminal activity of outlaw bikie gangs.
I'm not doing anything, brother.
But on this day in September, they were cracking down on offending of a different kind. A group of men who were not wearing face masks.
When that started happening and we started losing our rights and losing our voices.
You're not wearing a face mask either. So what? Yeah, that's an offence.
And what we saw during that time was this the state overstepping the mark.
6 of them came and arrested me and put my hands in handcuffs.
You don't have to say or do anything if you do not want to.
Oh! Now's not the time to protest about anything, because to do so is not safe.
For the government to say, well, you're allowed to protest, but do it online.
In relation to a Facebook post, in relation to a lockdown protest you put on for Saturday.
Protests are not smart, they're not safe, and they're not lawful.
If some country, somewhere else in the world said that, we would say, oh, well, they're being undemocratic.
My sister's arrested for shopping for food with no mask, and there's people walking around with no mask.
The exact same thing's going to happen if they don't put a mask on as well.
Yeah, I've got the mask on for you. There's people spraying into the
For what? For a mask? For not having a mask? Look how pathetic you are. She doesn't have a mask. Are you serious? Are you serious? Just for not having a mask?
But all of a sudden now we have to accept all these information that they're giving us, and we can no longer protest against the infringements against our rights.
A mother who was ripped away from her child and arrested while demonstrating against coronavirus restrictions.
I started to understand why in other parts of the world, how these dictators get away with things. They get the community on side. They create the enemy.
The thing with conspiracy theorists is that the more you engage in an argument with them, the more oxygen you're giving them.
All of a sudden, the unvaccinated, the anti-lockdowners became the enemy. Like, these are the people who are making the lockdowns go longer.
That the vast majority of law-abiding Victorians, decent Victorians, have given. All the sacrifice they've made should not be frittered away by anyone making a selfish choice.
When the reality is today, especially when we look back with hindsight, the people that were making lockdowns go longer and all this kind of stuff happen were the people in government, were the people making decisions, a lot of the time making incorrect decisions.
Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews has avoided being blamed for the Victorian hotel quarantine scandal, which sparked the second wave.
Do you know who it was?
No, I don't.
But they were happy to blame the population and turn people against each other, which in turn infringed on everyone's rights.
Seriously, one more comment about human rights. Honestly,